Hey, what's up, motivators? Timothy here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about footwear for heavier people during your backpacking and hiking goals. I have put quite a few miles on every one of these, and I can tell you it has been an absolute dope experience. So I am 6'6", 360 something-ish pounds, and I'm a heavier person, obviously. So every single one of these shoes I have worn right out the box. There's no insole inserts. There's no additional things I've done to these. They're right out of the box and they are mad comfortable. So if you're looking for a shoe for your backpacking and hiking goals, I want to highly recommend the ones I'm going to share with you. So let me start off with the trail runners here. And these are Hoka shoes. They are the Anacapa Breeze Low. Okay. And as you can see, I mean, these things have seen cleaner days. But again, these kind of shoes are meant to be worn. Like I said, I think this is what I recently wore in my last trail video of when I was in Texas. Crazy comfortable, like incredibly comfortable, great traction. Yeah, these are meant for a shock, meant for running. Okay, so even if you're doing walking, of course it's going to be great, but these things are incredible. I had no pain in the arch of my foot, no pain in my toe. It has great toe relief. If you're looking for a shoe, a trail runner that's low, I want to highly recommend these. Next, I'll go, let me talk to you about the boots of choice I have, and they are the Hoka as well. And these are the trail code, okay? These are the trail code. These are hiking boots. Now, man, I love these things. These are the most comfortable boots I've ever wore in my entire life. I love these things. And being green is my favorite color. These things I think just aesthetically looks really, really nice. So very comfortable, easy to put on. Once again, man, just the relief that you feel when you're walking. It's not hard on your feet. Again, for me and my large feet, I feel like it has a great toe box and toe relief. Again, once again, no inserts, nothing of that nature. So right out of the box, I want to highly recommend these if you are a heavier person. Lastly, I want to recommend the sandals of choice. So make sure I'm pronouncing this right, but these are the Teva FI Universal sandals. I actually picked these up from REI. Let me tell you, out of all the shoes that I have shared with you, I think some of you are going to have kind of a little bit of beef with this, because these sandals I use for, again, like camping sandals. I actually bring these with me when I'm on the trails, even though I'm wearing, whether I'm wearing my boots or whether I'm wearing my trail runners, I will still always have these. When I'm going to the beach, this is what I choose to wear. And now, because one of the things, these are meant to be used on the trail as well. Look at the tread on these things. It is built like a tank, very sturdy, but incredibly comfortable. One of the reasons why I chose this rather than some like flimsy camp sandal is that, again, if you're walking a lot and you're a heavier person, you may be tired. Your feet may be tired. So I think it's important that you, once again, wearing something that's going to protect your feet. Even though this is heavier than most camp sandals. So I can't recommend these enough. All of these shoes will be in the description with Amazon affiliate links. If you click on these links to buy any of these shoes, it doesn't cost you anything, but we do get a small kickback and a percentage. So yeah, so I can't stress this enough. So these are low trail runners, amazing boots, trail boots. This brand is pretty fire, y'all. This brand is pretty fire. And these, man, I swear by these things. These are great. Again, I know you'd be like, oh man, there are lighter options, but if you can figure it out, I just highly recommend this. So highly recommend these. So again, as you know, some of these things, and I tell you this, I already made a video about this already. When you are big and tall, when you're a tall person, sometimes it is what it is. You know what it's like. I'm talking to you right now that I don't have to persuade you or beg you to understand the plights that you and I deal with. When we go into the store, we already make up in our mind and prepare ourselves that no, they're not going to have our size. Okay, it is what it is. As a big and tall person, we know what it's like, or we know if they're going to have our size, it's going to be the most incredibly upcharged thing in the world. So in the backpacking community, you already have a limited real estate, but you got to understand that your stuff simply will be bigger. And so the way that I circumvent and work around, there's some items that I'm just going to have that's going to be heavier, such as a backpacking chair, which I already made a video about, which I'll put the link of that video in the description. You can also watch it right here. And is the ShallWe Backpacking Chair. The chair that I got has a capacity of 400 pounds. Okay, and that link will also be in the description. There's also some other ShallWe Backpacking chairs that goes up to 330 pounds. With that link will be there in the description as well. So, but the issue is that I know in order for me to sit down on a backpacking trip at my campsite, and I want to be comfortable, that chair is 3 pounds, 3.7 pounds to be in fact, I believe. And so it's a heavier chair, but for me, the extra weight to have the comfortability to chill and sit and rest, man, it's non-negotiable. Unlike you go to other backpacking chairs and they're like a pound, but they only go to 200 pounds or 250 pounds. So with that, I try to think of areas in my pack that I can lower the weight, knowing that there's things that are going to be heavier. For example, a tent. All right, the tent that I chose to go with was the Nemo Hornet Osmo 2-person tent. That whole tent is about 2 pounds and some change. Okay, it is very lightweight. The sleeping bag I got is very light. My whole sleeping system is very lightweight, and so I'm accommodating areas that I can go lightweight where it still makes sense for areas that it just is what it is. And these sandals, these camping sandals is one of them for me and for my needs. For example, I'm going to bring a knife. I always bring a knife with me, and I'm bringing a knife that's going to, I'm going to have a purchase on. The knife I so choose is the SC5, right? Because I have large hands and I want to ensure that I'm going to have a really solid purchase on the fixed blade with full tang. These are measures that's important to me that I'm going to bring with me. So, honor, that's a whole rant. Just to give you an idea of the reasonings why. And so again, you're gonna have to play with your own pack. What does the saying go? Hike your own hike. But again, if you are a heavier person, I can't stress enough. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your body, and give what your body needs in order to actually complete the trail with the least amount of aches and pains possible, which is why I highly recommend these trail runners, this boot, and these hiking sandals.